Well, then once again, people's Darkin86 here with another episode of friggin' DDLC Plus. Real quick, right before getting in, I just noticed that this is here. A new picture? Did I get one? I don't know, because last episode I checked through all the stuff to see if anything was new. But did I get it? Oh, hello. Okay. First concept. Oh, okay. Wait, really? Review the file poemwords.txt for any anomalies. Huh. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess I probably looked at the photos before the files, so that's probably why that was a thing. Hold on, let me actually scoot this thing over real quick. Oh! But, yeah. That's just something that I wanted to check out real quick, and then I guess we could just get back into normal DDLC. Ah, yes, the whole thing happened, and then now, yeah. But yeah, let's just get back into it. Actually, no, let me just do load game, so then that way, in case, like, oh, what happens if you hit the other thing, but it's gonna make me do a new game anyway, because they're like, file is corrupted. Oh, well, yeah, that too. I totally forgot that Sire is completely gone now. Save file's corrupt, starting a new game. Start a new game, trophy earned. Gibberish. It's enchantment table language. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making a date, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and then catch up to me. Hello. And it restarts. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to the school alone. See, the game's trying to make up for the fact that Sayori's not even here, so I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime, just like what I'm doing right now. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. It could be wrong, but who knows? The school day is as ordinary as ever. It's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Dodokin? Hello. Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly, all the many different ways that she's ever smiled at me throughout this playthrough. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Oh, I can see that, pardon me. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. Well, I mean, you can read it. Yeah, I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. Besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Dodokin. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but... In that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Awesome. You're really sweet, Dodokin. You know that? It's nothing really. Why are you trying to butter me up? You want me to, like, go in there, she's gonna have the cupcakes ready and the tea, and then you're gonna stroke my ego, and then be all like, yeah, I think I'll join your club. Shall we go then? I'll look forward... Oh, wait, no, I'm dumb. I can't read anything. I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Really? Got the VIP access here. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica in her irresistible smile. Last time, what? Didn't I sell my soul to the cupcakes? I dejectedly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Hey, I'm back. I wonder, actually, because I know that there are certain scares that happen, like... percentage-wise, some are, like, super rare, and then others are, like, pretty common, so I'm curious to know which ones actually happen. I'm gonna be second-guessing if something is an actual glitch or if it's part of the game. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. A guest? Seriously, you brought a boy. Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyways, welcome to the club, Dodokin. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So, let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Dorikin in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica! Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know... Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Dodokin? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Actually, I'm also kind of looking around just in case, because I know things tend to change in the background, so kind of keeping an eye out on that. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that... Oh wait, I'm dumb. I was too focused on the words that I didn't realize that was actually my line, I think, probably. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the efforts to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places the teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission.
Why does this... For some reason, I just got, like, GJ Club vibes. I gotta rewatch that anime, but still.
After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not...
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that,
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea.
I'm glad.
Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief.
So, Dodokin, what kind of things do you like to read?
Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga, exactly. That's pretty much all I read right now is the mangoes and the doujins. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking, full-on jokes. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. I get that same feeling.
But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well.
Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and completely throw you for a loop? Actually, I'm trying to remember how much of this is the same up to a certain point. Because I know the dialogue is pretty much the same, except for Sayori not being here. But I mean, I'm not gonna freaking skip anything just in case. You just gotta go through the whole thing like how it was intended to, so... yeah.
Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
Ah, I read a horror book once. I just really grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes you think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh, I hate horror.
Oh? Why's that?
Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind.
That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called
Don't Say It Out Loud! Give that back!
Fine.
I wonder if I'm saying these the exact same way that I did the first time around. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you show them sometime?
No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing them even the deepest reaches of your heart. That's, Bark. I was just thinking right now, not related to this, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be as focused as I am, on the backgrounds or whatever other scares, but I'm pretty sure going through, editing and stuff, I'll catch something. So I guess if I do catch something as I'm doing stuff, then I'll probably, do a little, hey, look at this, haha, baburga. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you could set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment.
Hey, I just got an idea. How about this?
Nat and Yuri. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Uh, all noises. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Dodokin?
Hold on, there's still one problem.
Huh? What's that?
Now that we've reached the most important topic, I blatantly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at and... I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes.
But... I'm sorry. I thought...
The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me.
I guess I need to tell you the truth, Dodokin. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival...
I see your predicament right here, as it usually is in these Nihongo clubs. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Dodokin?
Yeah, no ulterior motives whatsoever. I just want to join the club, because, you know, words. It could be fun, right?
You really did scare me for a moment.
I mean, if you really just left after all this, I'd be super pissed.
Dodokin, I'm so happy. We could become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay?
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share.
Monica looks over at me once more.
Dodokin, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait.
With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Or maybe all of them in the secret harem route. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Am I actually writing one right now? You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Nothing is real? I see the S there. Oh, nothing's real. Okay, well, I mean... Oh, never mind. I see the I up there. So yeah, nothing is real. But it's a question. You make it sound like it's a statement. Nothing is real? Well, yeah, I guess you could say it that way, but still. Let me see, how much time do I got on here? Dang, it's only 20 minutes? Sweet Jesus. I remember last time it freaking took forever. But still. Alright then, I guess we can do some of this right here. And I remember saying too that some of these right here, like Monica can actually pop up like at the very bottom, like bottom left. So we'll see what goes on. But for right now, I guess I'll probably try and split it evenly between these two. So let's do Charm, 1 and 0, Imagination, 1 and 1. Dance, 2 and 1, 3 and 1, 4 and 1, Special, 5 and 1, 6 and 1, 7 and 1, 7 and 2. 8 and 2. 8 and 3. 8 and 4. 8 and 5. 8 and 6. 8 and 7. 9 and 7. 9 and 8. 9 and 9. 9 and 10. 10. Well, hello there, Sayori. I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but still. Hi again, Dodokin. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Haha. Nah, don't worry. Wait a minute. I think I can already tell that the room is tilting. Yeah, it is actually. Because I could kind of see, like, from the corners or whatever that they're actually... Ah, okay, so well, there's our first thing right there, I guess. This might be... Ah, the pitch in music is also there too. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Derek. And I have to look in to see, like, how rare these little incidents are. I think I already said that anyway, but I mean, I'm gonna have to check, like, afterwards and stuff. But yeah, this is a thing. Boop. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Hey. Oh, come on. Like you deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Hey, there you are. Well, I know some of these are, like, super common as well, but still. I'm sorry, but I can't read anything because you're in front of the gosh dang thingamalig. A malfreaking bobber. I'm assuming that's where the manga's literature club. Yep, Natsuki finds herself stuck between Saint Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Dodokin. We'll make sure to put... We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If we don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted to me. I wonder how far this tilting is going to go. Is it actually going to end up turning vertically? If I freaking wait long enough? But I guess we'll find out. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I totally skipped that over, but that's probably what he said. I enthusiastically take the book. Whew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Ah, there it is. It's back to normal. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Oh, never mind. I thought I was gonna switch over to there. Okay, I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. At least she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and her eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book that you gave me, right?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason.
Just curious, how come we have 2 copies of the same book?
Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday,
Well, I mean, it's usually like, what, 2 copies, or maybe even 3 copies some people will get. 1 to display, 1 to keep, and then 1 as a backup, I think. Question mark.
That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them.
Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so? What's the story about, anyway?
Well,
I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. I think this is actually supposed to be hinting to, like, what Danny Boy over here, the creators, gonna be making for the second game? Question mark? I don't know. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover.
Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and asphyxiating them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean, not the thing about the limbs.
Yeah, that's kind of... It's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Ah, just like this game.
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Dodokin?
No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy these kind of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that this kind of story... It's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people, and we're all worthless anyway. Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then.
Actually, can I look at the... history? Okay, so it still kind of pops up on there, but because the world's full of horrible people, then suddenly... But yeah, return.
I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts,
my whole body gets incredibly something. I don't know.
I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all.
Well, that's true.
In fact, might as well get started reading it right.
Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but...
What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I'll open the book and start the prologue. I still don't understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel the presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry.
I was just bathing in the what? I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to go back and read what that... Wait a minute. Oh, shit. No, I wasn't able to know, but I'm pretty sure, like... future me will be able to look at that and then I can put in what exactly she said, but yeah. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry.
Actually, let me see how much time I got left on here. Okay, so 30 minutes.
I mean...
Haha. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. I know, right? The friggin' lewdness. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here.
Hey! Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Oh wait, that's me, you dumb butt. I was looking over there at the board and it looks like a creeper face. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I could feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready?
To
turn the page.
Oh, sorry. I think I got a little bit distracted for a second. I know, by the creeper face over there. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. Yeah. Eye contact. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer.
It's probably the least I could do. Well, thank you for being very considerate.
Since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not.
Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses thinking, but yeah. The way she second guesses things she says and all that.
That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her.
Something else?
Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head.
Yuri, are you feeling alright?
Huh?
Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little...
My breathing?
Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat.
I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water.
Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about?
Dodikin? Did something happen just now?
I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess.
So you don't know anything?
Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her?
Oh, no. Not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her.
My hands are up in the air. No, nothing.
Don't worry. I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming.
Alright, if you say so.
Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other?
Shouldn't we wait for Yuri?
Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay?
Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Okay, who should I show my... Oh yeah, so Yuri's completely not here yet. Okay, Natsuki. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I share mine with her first. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, and that's about it. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poem? Oh wait, that's mine, you dumb butt. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. The other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Yay! Who should I throw my poem to next? Okay, Monica.
Hi, Dodokin. Having a good time so far?
Yeah?
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Dodokin. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Great job, Dodokin. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectation low. Actually, now that I think about it, while doing the poem, I wasn't really paying attention to, like, the words exactly per se. I was just, like, more focused on what, I don't know about, like, the meaning, but, like, which words would sound best for making it a split decision. But still, that way, it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri liked this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. Sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her.
Yeah, that is kind of the case, especially growing up and stuff,
but that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time.
Suddenly, the door opens.
Yuri. I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other.
Yeah?
Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then. Quickly, though, I'm gonna just check. Okay, so we're almost to 40 minutes. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes could no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panicked. That was a door. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandished my pen. I don't know why, but like the capitalization on a lot of these words kind of makes me think, oh, is there some hidden meaning here that I don't know about the burger, did they? But probably not. If there is, then oh well, I'd better go down. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently.
Really?
It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about these stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening.
Who should I show my poem to next? Yuri, what's going on? Give to me thing. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten.
Exceptional.
What was that?
Huh? Did I say that aloud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face.
He's gonna hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
Huh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. You mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Didn't we have this poem before last time? I can't remember if, any of them changed or whatever, but...
I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting.
No, it's pretty literate. What?
I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read.
I wonder what would happen, like, do they actually keep track of, like, how long it takes for you to read a poem? Because, like, if I try to speed run this, it would be like,
damn, that was fast as fuck, boy.
But yeah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
Huh? That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since this is our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Hoo hoo. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Dodekin.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
Huh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Dodekin.
Me too. Yeah, phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice. There goes the pitch again. There's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language?
Huh? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is... cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Dodekin did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing skill.
I think the last time I came across this scene, I ended up going over, so let me actually take a look. 48 minutes. Cool, I still got some time.
I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Dodekin liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
Huh? That's not what I... You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Dodekin appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours.
Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Dodekin started showing up.
Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you!
Taking out your own insecurities on others like that? You really act as young, not lung, you dumbass. as you look, Natsuki.
Me? Look who's talking. You wanna be edgy, bitch?
Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend.
See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know.
If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you could...
Wait. Do I remember this part? Sorry, I was just trying to remember this. Okay, now this right here is the part that I remember.
You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try.
Well, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you?
Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head?
Yeah, go on. Let Darkin hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly, Yuri turns towards me as if she just noticed I was standing there, through this pixelation and, static.
Dodokin, she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it.
How'd I get dragged down? I think that's pretty much, all that dialogue right there was, pretty much just sped up of what was usually said, but still.
Yuri, even though that's not the thing. Natsuki, Yuri, Natsuki, Yuri, Natsuki, Yuri, Natsuki. Oh, wait, they're actually getting closer. Well, I mean, yeah, obviously, but I could have sworn before they were still kind of far apart from each other, but they're actually, like, together, like, friggin' breathing each other's air. Oh, that's actually different now. Because I think before it was the text box that would get closer and closer, but this time it's them that's actually getting closer. So I wonder if this is a different thing, or if this is just to make up for the fact that it's, a console that I'm playing this on rather than a PC. But I don't know, I'll have to look into it and see what's going on there. Natsuki. Hello. What's going on? Actually, how much time do I have left? 52 minutes. Yes?
Hey, Dodokin? Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay?
Okay, lead the way.
Sorry about that. I really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead.
Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Oh, you're crying. I want to head, Pate. Get out of here. She quickly runs away.
Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Yuri's rocking back and forth on her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri?
I didn't mean it.
I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did.
Dodokin, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want.
Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monika.
You could go first, Monika. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. I totally said that weirdly, but I mean, whatever, I already said it. It's not like that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Dodokin. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. Even though it's what? It's in quotations and also the asterisks. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate.
Shit, but I think what I'm gonna do, it's already 55 minutes, so I think I'll probably just call it an episode right here. So yeah, a whole bunch of stuff happened, things going stuffness, and I'll probably see... Oh no, wait, nah. Yeah, I think I'll probably continue, like, recording, like, directly after this one, because I was gonna say, oh, if I turn it off now, then I wonder what the words are gonna be like next time, but... No, I'll just keep going right here. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe too if you want. And until then, this is Dorkin86, signing off.